Hello and welcome to the quick tutorial on the Academic Engagement Library. This is just a brief overview on how to use the Academic Engagement Library. And what you're going to do is you're going to start off with the Academic Engagement Library guiding document. So this is what it will look like. It just explains what the Academic Engagement Block is, what it's used for, and the tools that you'll find in the Academic Engagement Library. So on this document, you're going to see some links, and these are links that you're going to click to access your content. So in this hypothetical situation, I am a 3rd through 5th grade teacher in upper elementary. So I'm going to click on this document and it's going to bring me into their standards document. And in this document, you are going to find every single ELA and math and science standard that exists for 3rd through 5th grade. So part of making sure that all of your lessons are standards aligned builds in this great foundation where no lesson that you ever teach, as long as it's standard aligned and appropriate within your grade band, and if it is through ULS and you're accessing that content, everything should be aligned to this document. So there should be no standards in here that you're not teaching and no standards that you're teaching that are not in this document. So in this hypothetical situation, I have just finished an ELA lesson and I am about to work in my academic engagement blocks with my students, and I'm looking for content to teach to help reteach a standard that I know that one of my students or more or group didn't grasp during the regularly allotted ELA time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the standard that was my focus standard for the lesson. And in this one, in my hypothetical, I think I'd like to do maybe 4.5. So I'm going to find my ELA section. And if you know this standard by you're looking it up, you're looking for the content. So you know you're looking for, let's just say you're looking for RI point 4.5. All right, so you're going to click on the standard that you know your lesson was about, and you're going to open up the folder. And in this folder, you're going to see at least one, probably more, academic activities, so academic engagement activities. And the reason you're going to see them repeated or you're going to see more than one is because the activities on ULS don't just hit one standard. When you're looking at the actual activities that are embedded into ULS that connect to these lessons, you're never going to have this is just a standard that covers only vocabulary development. No, you're going to have a story, and that story is going to have all of your RI standards, and it's going to have probably a couple, maybe a writing standard. There's going to be things embedded into it that are more than one standard. None of them are just one standard. So that's why when you click on, I'll just use this as an example, this RF 4.5A, you'll see all of these standards on the very first page of the slides document and a general idea of what you're covering. So this activity is going to be about informational text, but in the activity, you're going to be working on all of these standards. So if you went to the RI 5.5 or if you went to the RI 3.1, you're going to see this same activity in there as well. So in your document, if you clicked RI 3.1, let me show you. If you did RI 0.3.1, you're going to find that this same activity is also in that folder because it also covers that content standard. So it's going to be in multiple places. All right, so you have clicked on that activity. Let's open that up so we can look at it. All right, so like I said, your standards are always going to be on that front page, and it's going to cover a bunch of standards. And you know that you're talking about reading informational text, right? So when you come into this activity, you're going to notice that it is scripted. It's supposed to model identically as possible that extend one testing format. So you're going to notice some of the language is very similar. You have this virtual option, but I recommend, adapting this to meet the needs of your students. So if you know that when your kid is taking that Extend 1 test at the end of the year, they're going to have printed cards, and those cards are going to be colored or highlighted or whatever it is you do to adapt your materials from the test that you get for Extend 1, I encourage you to print out these activity materials and adapt these materials just like you would for Extend 1 testing. Because we want to mirror that experience as much as possible so that when they're getting exposed to that at the end of the year, it's not the first time they're seeing that sort of thing. All right, so you have this academic activity, academic engagement activity. Every activity is going to have an anticipatory set, and this is going to be a standards-driven anticipatory set. So yes, your story might be about space, but the anticipatory set is not going to be about planets or the sun or the earth. It's going to be an anticipatory set about informational text, because that's the content, that's the standard that we're covering. So you'll notice that if you were to watch this video, it would be a little informational video with some stuff about identifying informational text. You're going to notice 2 multimedia options in each of these. There's going to be your anticipatory set, and then you're making connections. What I try to do is give you one video multimedia piece that is more story-based and one that is more like song-driven, so that you're meeting different types of media within the lesson. So you watch that video with your kid, let them have the anticipatory set, and then you go into your script. Today we are going to do a reading activity. I will read you a selection and all the questions and answer choices for the selection. You may ask me to read a selection or any of the questions and answer choices again at any time. This is word for word off of the Extend 1 testing, and the importance of doing it with fidelity and doing it scripted is making sure that our kids are hearing this language and it's familiar to them. We know how often we reteach content, and so it's kind of silly to think that our kids are going to be successful hearing language just one time a year, right? If they never hear you say the word selection when you're referring to a text all year long, and then all of a sudden at the end of the year during Extend 1 testing, you say, I'm going to read you a selection, they're not going to know what a selection is in that content because they haven't been exposed to it. So that's the importance of doing this with fidelity and exposing them to it ahead of time before the end of your testing. All right, let's get started. Again, this is word for word off of the Extend 1 testing. All right, and then we move into what is not off the Extend 1 testing, our ULS content. So all of the academic engagement activities are going to be from ULS. They have been painstakingly adapted. So they are adapted into the slides presentation so that anybody can access them and they're organized. And that is so that our ULS content mirrors our Extend 1 format. So that we're getting those 2 birds with 1 stone. And so you're going to see this piece of content. You're going to read the story. And once you finish the story, it's going to go straight into the questions. And you're going to find that this has been linked. It's very, very important for you to be doing these activities in slideshow mode. And here is why. These have all been linked to react how it would in the Extend 1 format. So you'll say blank spins and moves around the sun. Which one of these is the correct answer? Something like that. Is it year, earth, or day? And then if they make the selection, let's say they pick wrong, they say day, it's going to eliminate that selection and then bring it down to 2 answer choices, just like it would in your Extend 1 formatting. So now if you click the right answer, or honestly, if you click the wrong answer, it's going to bring you to the next question, just like it would Extend 1. All right, so if you were to click the correct answer, so it takes 1 blank for the earth to move around the sun. Let's say they get it right. If you click year, it's just going to bring you on to the next question. And that's why it's so important to do it in slides presentation mode so that those links are working and they can have that experience of 1 option being removed so that they can choose from a field of 2. All right, and you'll go through these questions and you're going to find that these questions mirror those standards. So one of these standards is identifying the main idea in a nonfiction text or in an informational text. And so you'll find that question here. And all these questions are from the ULS content, and that content is aligned to the standards. So this work has been done for us. It has not been formatted for us. So that's why you have these presentations for ease of formatting, but the content is there. All right, so when you are done, you're going to see a visual cue that just says we are finished with our, that says math, it should say ELA. I'll make sure I go in and fix that. So we are finished with our ELA activity, all done. And then there's going to be a check for understanding. Did you understand the activity? Yes or no? So you're going to get different answers for this. They might say yes, and they might not actually understand the content. That's okay. You're taking a survey of their perception of understanding. We know that it doesn't matter who the kid is, what the setting is. A lot of times you'll say, did you understand that? And they'll say yes, whether they understand it or not. We're giving them the opportunity to express how they feel about the content. If they say no, this is a great opportunity to have a discussion with this particular student. Let's say that their answer choices reflect that they did understand it, and they say no, they didn't understand the activity. You could go back to the different questions and you could say, well, I noticed that you answered this one incorrectly. Let's talk about how we found this answer. This is an opportunity for you to take this academic engagement activity and really engage with our students. If they're saying that they don't understand it, go back to the questions that they missed and review those questions with them and verbally walk through your thought processes so they can understand how you come to the answer. Go back to the text, refer back to the text so that they're getting opportunity to see you modeling that behavior. All right. And then every lesson is going to have a making connections at the end of it just to reinforce what you learned. Again, this is going to be a fun song, but it is going to be standards-based. This isn't going to be a song about planets or the earth or the sun. Yes, that was the theme of the lesson, but it wasn't the content standard that we covered, right? Now, if it was a science lesson and that was the content, then yes, this would probably be a song about planets, but that was not the content that we covered. So this is making a connection with the content, the standard. So you'll watch that and then you will be done. And that will be an academic engagement activity.